the second of our 2 games here on this Saturday as Super Wild Card Weekend continues here on EA Sports. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And he comes into these playoffs bringing a team that's been battle-tested, won the division, and earned the home playoff game here in round 1. But every year they know that a division champ, it feels like, gets beat. They don't want to be that team. They have to avoid the overconfidence and make sure they play the same way they played during the regular season, mistake-free and with passion.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that will bring up 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Peters. And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at Washington's 12-yard line. It's 34. On 3rd down, Peters. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Peters. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Balled at the 26. 2nd and 7. Up the middle they go. It's Peters. And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 40 yards rushing for him now as he has started this wild card round with a flourish. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Rams will strike first here in this wild card matchup. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot. Center, their 7th-year quarterback.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose? Or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before. And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Back to throw. Meredith. Throw complete there. Rodgers. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. From the gun on 3rd down. Meredith. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a first down. Operating from the gun, Meredith. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ford. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. On 4th down, Meredith working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Rodgers, the tight end, in motion here. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Man open right side, it's Rodgers. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
2nd and 9.
On the ground, Rodgers. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one 28 yards on the ground. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2.
As they go to work on a 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Meredith. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback.
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Commanders are within an extra point of tying up. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And the Rams now coming out on the field. I guess you could say they're kind of fortunate to be in the position that they're in, able to host as a division champ, because it's really one of the weakest divisions in the NFL.
And there's often the discussion every time, right, that 4th seed, should they actually be hosting? Because sometimes it turns out that division winner has a lesser record than wild card teams that get in, and some people think that'd be a more fair way of doing things. But I got to tell you, I personally like it. The winning a division title, I don't care what the division, how it's ranked, it still means something to me, and I like the fact that they get to host.
I think that that's the reason you have the divisions. If you didn't, just stack them all up and take the best 6 records, but there's a division for a reason, and the champion hosts the first round.
And the first rule of thumb in building a team, Build a team to win your division. Beat those teams first, then you go from there.
They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And despite a nice juke there, really good move, he only gets about a yard, and it brings up second down.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. There's a short one caught by Johnson.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll leave it with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is going to have a Rams first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. They'll run on first down. Peters, and a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
2nd and 5. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. Back to throw. Daniels.
And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Dragon 60. Warriors 70. Cup 19, Cup 19. Buffalo 18. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Daniels going to throw for it.
They'll roll him out right. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. They'll try the left side. It's Peters.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Peters, and he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line.
A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17.
Looking to throw. Daniels. He finds his man complete. That's Peters. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete.
And he is going to have a Rams first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
That's just what you call a chain mover right there. Nothing fancy. Get the ball out to the back, and you're asking him to make a little bit extra out of maybe what is nothing, and he does exactly that. Picks up the first down. I can't wait till we get to the point, partner, where we're not saying chain mover, but we're saying laser pointer picks it up for the first down. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Daniels.
He'll get that one to Carter, complete.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Rams will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Washington going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The second of our 2 games here on this Super Wildcard Saturday is at halftime. We'll get it back out to you guys in just a minute. But first, let's take a look ahead to Sunday's action in the NFC. A 3-6 battle that ought to be a good one, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints. Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms. To find out who advances to the divisional round, let's get you back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. One of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
That's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle, complete. It's man. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. That's a staple in this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the gun on 3rd down, Meredith. He finds his man, complete. It's 4th. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 29-yard line. Off the play fake, Meredith. He finds his man, complete. That's man. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run it here. This is Rodgers. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
A gain of 3, second down. Looking to throw. Meredith. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are... extra point away from drawing level. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 75 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
They went right back to it, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's complete to Palmer. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Back to throw. Daniels. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They'll look to throw again. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On first down, Peters trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. Back now in. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Here we go.
They'll try the left side. It's Peters, and he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd down and 12. Looking to throw. Daniels being chased out left. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
First and goal at the 6-yard line.
And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 11-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Got his tight end, that's complete. It's Johnson. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Giving to the big tight end on 4th. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Rams answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. One after here coming up. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that, amazingly, a 17-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. They're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They trail by a touchdown here in the 4th quarter. Their season, to be frank, it's on the line right now in this wild card matchup. And obviously points are a must here as they begin 1st and 10. Back to throw. Meredith. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And that was a loss of 3 on the sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Meredith. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And this, a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They're going to go with a tight end here on the run play. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
Up the middle they go. It's Peters, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Now a handoff up the middle. Peters. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Now Daniels. There's a short one caught by Johnson.
And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Up the middle they go.
It's Peters. Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts
as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That one looks like he'll throw here.
That's caught by Johnson. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down, and that should be the one that finishes this game off.
And they will take a knee here. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Peters. And the nimble footwork gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
They'll run again.
And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. It's a pickup of 5, and that should just about wrap this one up.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver and got forced out to his right. Had to come off of a guy downfield and try to hit his back. Unable to connect. Should have been an easier throw moving to his right, though.
Yeah, much easier, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback. If he was going to his left, a little bit tougher.
Exactly.
The Rams are on to next week as